The regular season in the Wawa Cup Series has concluded, and now the race for the championship is on. 12 drivers, 10 races, and 1 champion to be crowned on Labor Day weekend in 10 weeks. But tonight, the chase begins, and it begins at Chicago. No, not on the street course, at the Chicagoland Speedway as it should be. We're back here for the Sirius XM 400, the first race in the 2023 Wawa Cup Series chase. Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to Joliet, Illinois, as we are here for the 21st race of the season and the opening race of the Wawa Cup Series chase. We got the yellow banners on the cars on the 12 drivers who are in the championship battle, and a lot of them, as you can see, are starting up front here tonight. It's going to be a very fantastic race. We have already had 2 very fantastic races here this weekend with the Sprint Series and the IndyCar Series, and I think we're going to have another good one here for the 3rd time. Join alongside Igor Barreto and Nathan Stapleton for the call of tonight's event, and both of you guys have drivers in the chase. Igor, in your case, only you and Brendan Wilmington have both of your drivers in the chase, and your guy LJ Cimetto starts on the pole position. What does he need to do to hold on to that top position and get the race victory for his first career win here tonight, the Chicagoland Speedway?
Mostly staying consistent. This track is a 1.5 mile track. They run a lot of times on these through the season, and Cimetto has some good run on this type of tracks. You can remember Charlotte or Kansas as well. And those were good runs for him, so just have to stay consistent, stay ahead of everybody, and get a good pit strategy as well.
And it's going to be a one-stop race for these guys here, and unlike last week where they had 2 cycles, only the one stop. So if you mess up that one stop, that's it. There really isn't going to be a chance for you if you mess up here. Of course, Drew Webb won at Kansas as well. You guys got that race victory there, and the mile-and-a-half program there at Titan Fury Racing has been good. Another driver who has had a good mile-and-a-half program is Travis Crampton. But of all the chase drivers starting here tonight, he is 11th of 12th, Nathan. But he's been very good in the races so far, even when he's qualified poorly. Do you think Travis is going to have a shot and moving up through the field here tonight, Nathan?
Well, of course, Travis Crampton won all the way back at Las Vegas early in the season. His one and only win. But one thing that it seems to be the case for that number 98 team is that we tend to give him a race pace more times than not than the qualifying setup. So it's middle of the field, 22nd, but we saw last time at Nashville, qualified 27th, but was top 10 most of the second half of the race, and maybe that can be the case here tonight. But Chicagoland, a very, very wild and a half, and who knows what will have happened here tonight underneath the Chicagoland lights.
Wild and a half. That's what I heard from you, and it's wild and a half here at Chicagoland, no doubt about it. These guys really lose it up the corner quite a bit here. The outside lane has a lot of grip. These guys are just all over the place, and it's a fast racetrack as well, and such a great place. Such a shame that they don't come here in real life anymore. That's all I gotta say. But here is how they line up coming into the chase. Of course, bonus points awarded based on the position in the regular season standings, and then based on whether they had wins or not. Of course, Travis Crampton and Aliera, the 2 wild cards with no bonus points, so they're in 11th and 12th coming into this race. But Thomas Troxel won the regular season title in a tiebreaker with Drew Webb, so he's got 6 points on the 99. Drew Webb there in second. Then Chase Buck 8 points behind. Nicholas Sambidio is 13 points behind. Matt Tuck 14 behind. LJ Cimetto and Braden Perez both 15 behind. And then Dylan Matthews, Seth Cole both 16 behind, with Ludovic Charette there in 10th, 20 behind. And then Crampton and Aliera, the 2 wild cards, 21 points behind, beginning the chase, but no more bonus points awarded out. Of course, you get the bonus points for leading laps and leading the most laps, but from here to the end of the season, no more cutoffs. It's just about having the most points, and you want to run well in each of these 10 races if you're going to have a chance at winning the Wawa Cup Series Championship. Let's go through the chase drivers here. LJ Semedo starting in the first position there on the pole position alongside Justin Zeidel. Then you got Nicholas Sambadio and Drew Webb, a couple of chasers there in row number 2. Dylan Matthews is going to start 5th to the inside of Trinity Ida. Aliera and Matt Tuck make up row number 4, and then Chase Buck there in the 32. We got ourselves 7 chase drivers starting top 10 here tonight. Then you got Thomas Troxel, Ludovic Charette there, making it 9 of 12. There in row number 6, Echo Evans Rawson and Seth Cole in the number 82 machine. They're starting in the 14th position. And then the 2 chase drivers who did not have a good starting position for this race, Travis Crampton there in 22nd, and then in 28th, Braden Perez in the 23 machine, the lowest of the 12 chase drivers here tonight. And we'll go ahead and get these guys to roll off here from the Chicagoland Speedway. We went through the top 10 starting positions right there. So Igor and then Nathan. Who do you guys think is going to get the race victory here tonight in this wild one, the Chicagoland Speedway?
Well, I'm about to bet on one of my drivers. I'll bet on LJ. Like I said before, he has been really good in the intermediate tracks, and I really hope he can get his breakthrough, his first ever win. And honestly, first race of the Chase 5 for the championship, what a better occasion to do it.
Well, you mentioned first-time winner. I'm going to go with a first-timer on the season. Somehow doesn't have a victory yet, but I think that changes here tonight. Mr. Edge, Nicholas Sambadio is going to break through, start off the chase right here at Chicagoland.
Of course, Appalachian Motorsports has been very strong as of late. They got the race victory last week with Logan Williams, and Nicholas Sambadio won Honda Indy Chicago last night in the Haas IndyCar Series by a margin of 2/100ths of a second, so back in his usual form right there. And who knows, it's going to be a great place for him to get his first win of the season, get his 25th career win on the channel, and tie Jesse Turner on the all-time wins list. But LJ Semedo wants win number 1, and I know you want him to get it as well, Igor. We'll have to see what he can do. Here we go, coming across the line. The Wawa Cup Series chase is underway. We're green flag in the Sirius XM 400 at Chicagoland. Side by side, but LJ Semedo's going to get that one over Mr. Edge, and he's going to get a bonus point towards the championship for that. But Nicholas Sambadio, winner last night in the Haas IndyCar Series, looking to get it here tonight. But here comes Drew Webb, LJ Semedo's teammate, looking to the inside for second.
Yeah, really good run by both my drivers, but Drew Webb, just getting to the inside.
It's tight.
And oh no.
That was really tight. Trinity Ida in the outside wall there. We saw that a little bit last night in the IndyCar Series, and they got really edgy in that one, and getting kind of edgy right here as Echo Evans Ross on the apron. Not entirely sure what's going on with her. Bit of a jam up right here. Daniel Paulus Jr. going to get held up. Tanner Parton there. And a little bit of contact between Kukulon and Samit Ozkin. Oh, boy. I want to keep an eye on this, but also want to keep an eye on the race lead as Drew Webb is looking to the inside to take the race lead away from Sambadio, but Mr. Edge on the outside lane. It looks like the finish we had last night right there as Sambadio leads lap 3.
Well, when I said that this place is accidentally a wild and a half instead of a mile and a half, that sums up of what this track is right there. Crazy, crazy stuff throughout the entire field early on, but Drew Webb out front loves the way he sees, and right behind him, one of the drivers I almost picked to win, Dylan Matthews, looked really strong at Nashville, I believe. He could be a driver to challenge for the race victory as well.
How about the Pacific Racing teammates here of Chase Buck and Thomas Troxel? And Chase Buck really hasn't had much success on the intermediates this season. Of course, 2 wins on the short tracks, and then the other short track we had was won by Thomas Troxel there. So Pacific Racing knows the short tracks, but there aren't many short tracks in the chase, so these guys are going to have to be good on every type of racetrack, and they're doing a good job right now. Semedo has fallen back just a little bit as he battles for 5th there with Thomas Troxel. Other chase drivers here who are running well, Matt Tuck and Aliera also in the top 10. Great runs for both of them. And Ludovic Charette, who kind of the biggest surprise, I feel like, making this wild card. As for the race lead, 3 wide, Nicholas Samedeo to the inside of Dylan Matthews and Drew Webb. How about this? Samedeo doesn't want Drew Webb to win another one. Samedeo dominated that race at Gateway, and then Drew Webb took it away from him on the final lap, and they're still 3 wide for the race lead here at Chicagoland. Whoa!
Yeah, amazing battle. Oh, Buck almost goes for a wide. Matthews and Drew Webb really close together. But this battle will probably go the whole race long. And somebody is trying to look again to make 3 wide again. Just won't get it. But nice battle between Matthews and Webb. And here comes Idell to make 3 wide against the Pacific boys.
How about Justice Idell got that win? He's a couple hundred miles north of us at Road America 2 weeks ago, looking for his 2nd win of the season. Highest non-chaser in the field. How about these chasers? We got ourselves 8 of the 10 top 10 positions taken up by chase drivers, as Dylan Matthews going to get the advantage there on Drew Webb, and Samedeo going to try to take it back away from the 47. Great run for Matthews in this race. Been a great run all season for him there in Hamill Racing Enterprises, and he is going to clear Samedeo there, and he's going to get a lap lead here tonight in the Sirius XM 400.
What a move from Drew Webb from the middle lane past Nicholas Samedeo and up to 2nd. Pacific Racing battling for this 4th place spot. And something about this race at Chicagoland, it's always like this, always wild, 2 and 3 wide racing, and we're gonna go side by side for the race lead once again. Webb and Samedeo and Matthews battling for the top spot.
And Drew Webb going to take it back away from Dylan Matthews, as Nicholas Samedeo still in the middle of all this right here. And the Pacific Racing guys still battling with each other as well. I was about to talk about Ludovic Charette, probably the biggest surprise making this chase, especially considering that his teammate Elijah Gordon has not had a good season at all, but Ludovic has been outperforming this car. They've been getting some better upgrades as of late here on the Andrews Racing team as well. And a bit of a dark horse. He's been very good on these intermediate tracks and managed to sneak his way in, albeit some may consider it a Mickey Mouse way of getting in. Tanner Parton kind of got wrecked out there, and it just opened the door wide open for Charette to take that 10th spot in the chase. But regardless of the fact, here he is, running top 10, right alongside guys like Samedeo and Matt Tuck and Seth Cole, and in the top 10 with all these other chase drivers. The only other chase drivers who are really not having a good run so far are Travis Crampton, trying to work his way through the field. He's currently in the 19th position, battling with last week's winner, Logan Williams. And then Braden Perez, not at all a run that he needed, 29th right now, but all the other chase drivers running up front. And that is exactly one of the things I was looking forward to when introducing the ratings to this series, is once we got to the chase, all the chase drivers running up front and being the guys contending for these race wins. Back in the day when it was equal ratings, the chase drivers would maybe win 1 or 2 of the chase races. I don't think that's going to be the case this season. We may see a couple of non-chasers get some dubs here, but right now it's looking like a chase driver's going to get it done here tonight at Chicagoland, and it may be Drew Webb from this 99. He's been doing very good at these 9 p.m. Eastern Time starts, and here we got another one, and he is leading here at Chicagoland.
Yeah, Webb has been driving really well through these nice races, but Samedeo, Chase, Buck, Thomas Truck, so all these chase guys have been really strong as well. Probably one of them might win this race. Idell might be a surprise. He's right there in 5th place. But honestly, this chase battle, not only in this race at Chicagoland, but throughout this whole 10 races, will be simply amazing to watch, to see who will come out not only with the wins, but also as the champion of the series.
And Chase Buck moving to the inside for a second right there. Already 2 wins on the season. As a matter of fact, all these guys, top 4 guys, or 4 guys behind Nicholas Samedeo, I should say, have won this season, except for Samedeo himself. He has not gone the victory lane yet in the Wawa Cup Series, but he got the win last night. And he went from 26th, dead last in that race, to 1st in that 52-lap event, and only led 2 laps to beat Logan Williams at the line, who is his teammate here in the Wawa Cup Series, by the way. I just remembered that, but Nicholas Samedeo looking very strong right now. And another guy looking strong, moving his way through the field. Ludovic Charette getting around Matt Tuck and looking to get around Allier right here. Seth Cole's falling back a little bit there for Trinity River Racing in that 82 machine. And LJ Cimento, I know you're not liking this one, Igor. It's kind of falling back a little bit there. In a battle with Echo Evans-Ross there for the 10th position right now. And that 71 definitely a little bit off the pace right now. They may have to make an adjustment on the pit stop. And the cycle of pit stops will be past halfway in this race. I think we're expecting around lap 36, lap 37 here tonight for these guys. But it will be a one-stopper if this race goes green. But if we're were to end up
Let's
with a
go on.
caution right now, then we would end up having 2 stops more than likely. But San Mateo leading, Chase Buck, Drew Webb, Thomas Troxel, and Justin Zeidel, the non-chasers, spoiling the party in the top 5.
Well, we have to wait and see of how those pit stops happen, if it ends up being a one-stop or if we get an early caution here, but side by side for the ways of the lead, the 32 and the 59, but that second lane, I think as the tires get older, that second lane is going to be more dominant and it's going to be harder to pass, especially up front as almost contact between the 32 and the 99, as here comes Seidel trying to spoil the party.
And how about Justin Zeidel and this 51 team? They've found some speed as of late. Of course, got the win at Road America. They just did not have enough points from the beginning of the season to have a chance at the wild card. But hey, a win's a win, and Justin would love to get another one here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Spoil the party for the chase drivers. His teammate doing well. Matt Tuck there, running in 8th. And they got Aliera and Echo Evans-Ross the top 10. And LJ Cemento continuing to fall back. Igor, what do you think might be the issue on the 71?
So I'm not sure right now. Clearly, Cemento had a great qualifying, but he doesn't seem to be really good, especially on the long runs. With our yellow flag seems unlikely he'll get a good run, but we need to make a setup change in the pit stop, and hopefully he'll get some good pace throughout the second stint.
And speaking of good pace, don't look now, but here comes Logan Williams. Now, Logan started deep in the field at Nashville, worked his way through the field, took out Aliera, and grabbed the race victory in that caution-free race in Music City. And Ali had to fall back to the wild card because of Logan Williams getting into him right there. And you got Echo Evans-Ross here having a good run. She didn't make the chase, but it's got him 2 wins on the season. These guys starting to fall back just a little bit here from the top 4, and the top four guys in points. How about that? I don't think that's a coincidence either. The 2 Pacific guys, Drew Webb, and then of course Nicholas Samedeo, 4 of the best drivers all year here in the Wawa Cup Series so far. And right now they're 1, 2, 3, 4 here in the Sirius XM 400.
See of how things play out here. And one driver that I'm curious is Travis Crampton. Might be a little bit biased, but we saw this at Nashville. Started deep in the field, and slowly as the race went on, moved his way up to the field. So I think some colors might have a short run color like LJ Cemento, and I think some colors like Logan Williams and Travis Crampton, once again, just like Nashville, might have a long run color. And if this race stays green, drivers like Crampton, maybe Seidel, maybe Logan Williams might be able to work their way up inside the top 10.
We're going to have to see if that is in fact the case. There's be kind of strange to have a caution-free race at a place like this, considering just how wild and crazy it can get here. San Mateo continuing the lead. Ludovic Charette making some moves out here. Going for 6th now on Dylan Matthews, and that's 61. They figured something out here tonight, I feel like, and what a better place to start off the good run here than the first race of the chase. But so many chase drivers in this top 10 trying to hang with the top 4 in points. But with the top 4 running top 4 right now, it may be kind of hard to close in the gap on these guys as the season goes along. Closing in on the cycle of pit stops here in probably about 15 laps or so. And the tire wear absolutely coming into effect right now. Got Drew Webb trying to make a move on Thomas Troxel. This is something we saw last night in the IndyCar race. Once we got later in the run, it's got harder to make those passes, and that's good news for Nicholas Samedeo, who has led the most laps so far here in the Sirius XM 400.
Nicholas Samedeo trying to do the weekend sweep here at Chicagoland, but watch out, here comes Chase Buck. Buck running a lane lower than Samedeo, but you saw that outside lane. Samedeo went up to the second lane and pulled away massively from Chase Buck. Have to see if Buck can close in 1 and 2 again here, because that's what happened last time. But right now, Samedeo must be in a league of his own, as we might have a 3-way battle for second, as the 62 and 99 are slowly catching up to Chase Buck.
And Thomas Troxel hasn't won a race since Martinsville, 11 races ago. We thought he was going to win way more races than that, considering the way he started off this season. And then out of nowhere, Drew Webb came in almost, and honestly, almost should have won the regular season title. They were tied there at the end of the Cracker Barrel 400, and Troxel had the better average finishing position. Both drivers had 2 wins on the season. And I know Drew Webb's probably got a bit of a chip on his shoulder because of that, and he wants to beat the 62 here tonight. But I don't know if anyone's going to beat Nicholas Samedeo. Pulling away now from this field here, but we still have that cycle of pit stops, and that's where things can get very, very dicey. And how about this 95? Samedeo's teammate Logan Williams. These guys started off the season so poor. They had so much bad luck, and honestly, Logan Williams should be in this chase right now, but not the case. And just like Justin Zeidel, I think 2 drivers who clearly have the pace to contend for the championship. They just didn't have the luck at the beginning of the season. But Logan Williams looking to go 2 in a row, and he's got a chip on his shoulder for losing the race last night. He led the most laps, and then Nicholas Samedeo was like, I'm going to take that away from you. I know Logan doesn't want to mess with Samedeo's chance at the title here in the Wawa Cup Series, but watch out for Logan as he's now in the top 10.
Yeah, Logan on a great run just like last week. And honestly, drivers like him, Zeidel, which got bad runs at the start of the season and got really good towards the end. It's kind of sad to see them not in the chase. Echo Evans Ross as well, who got 2 wins, both at road courses. Had a great start to the season, but simply fell off at the end. Just missed on the wild card spot, so it's kind of sad, but honestly, the best has to go through, and hopefully we'll see the best driver win this championship.
Oh, caution out on the racetrack. And it's Trinity Ida. Brad Stover got completely smacked there by Chris Reynolds and Brady Mardi Gras with Trey Wright in the back of the field. And they are racing back to the line. It should clear out here for Nicholas Samedeo and Chase Buck. Trinity Ida, that car is destroyed. And it looks like we had a lot of destruction there. And, oh boy, right on the edge. This reminds me a lot of Homestead at the beginning of the season, where we ended up having a caution right there around lap 30, and we're like, are they going to be able to make it to the end? They were in that race, and I think we should be good to go here. They're going to come down the pit lane, lap number 31 in the lap 32, with 36 laps to go in the race, so they should be good. We were expecting 36, 37 anyway. We're going to have a restart here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Here we go for the cycle of pit stops. Nicholas Samedeo, Chase Buck, Thomas Troxel, Drew Webb, and Justin Zeidel. And this is a place where we tend to see a lot of issues on the pit lane, so these guys have to be careful and have to have a clean stop, because if they fall back here, they may not be able to work their way through the field. Nicholas Samedeo going to lead us down in the 59 machine. You got Chase Buck and Thomas Troxel right there. A lot of these guys are going to be starting up front here, or should I say pitting up front on the pit lane, and they could get into each other if they're not careful. You got Matt Tuck and Chase Buck there right on each other. That could get dicey. Good thing. Oh, we got contact between Zeidel and Samedeo on the pit lane. Oh, we're going to have to see. That may affect Zeidel more than it will Samedeo here. We're going to have to see if that slows the 59 down here on his pit stop. Going to follow here with Samedeo. He's still on the pit lane right there. They're going to have to repair the damage, and Chase Buck wins the race off with Troxel. And then Drew Webb right there. A little bit of contact there, and Samedeo going to lose a few positions. He can regain that on the pit lane, or should I say on the racetrack, not on the pit lane. He lost a lot on the pit lane right there. That could have been a lot worse for Samedeo. I think he's going to fall back to around the 8th or 9th position right there. How about this guy, Daniel Paulus Jr., with a great pit stop. He's top 10 now. Great to see that. I know Tanner Parton doesn't want to see that after what happened to him last week, but Daniel Paulus Jr., what a bad season it's been. I'm hoping he gets a better ride next year. And we'll just have to see what he can do in this one, as he has found himself into the top 10. Logan Williams is 5th right now, but Pacific Racing 1-2 here at the Chicagoland Speedway. It's going to be fascinating to see who gets it done between these two drivers. But first, let's see what happened to bring out the caution here in the Sirius XM 400, just about halfway here at the Chicagoland Speedway in the first race of the chase in the Wawa Cup Series 2023 season. Well, this is what happened here. Trinity Ida just washed it up the racetrack there on Brady Mardi Gras. And I can't imagine that Mardi Gras is going to be happy with Ida after that one. But this wasn't it. And it's the nature of this racetrack. The high speeds, these guys have a lot of difficulty, especially off the exit of the corner, slowing down in time. Fisher G here, getting a piece of it there with Joey Hightower. And then Laura Chung and Brad Stover get a piece of it together right there. And everyone's fine until Stover comes in, hits Trinity Ida, and Chris Reynolds just completely rear ends the 48. Wow, that would have, you know, and Igor was just saying, thank goodness this isn't real life. We do treat this as a video game, thankfully, and, you know, no one's injured, only unless Brad Stover's banging his head on his desk after that one. But a real-life next-gen car, that would have been a concussion easily, especially last year. But thankfully, it is just a video game, everyone's all right, but they're not going to be able to continue after that one here from the Chicagoland Speedway.
Here we go, 3 and 4 slide drop attempt, but nowhere to go. Ida gets turned by Bray and Maligua. And unfortunately, we see the 97 destroy and save Stover and Reynolds, and massive airtime right there. Unfortunately, a lot of drivers that I like the names. Bray and Maligua, I've said it multiple times, one of my favorite names to say in the series, destroyed, and unfortunately, that 97 powering machine is complete junk after that one.
We need a Mardi Gras for the 73 team after this one, let's put it that way. Nicholas Samadillo had a tough stop, so Chase Buck's going to lead us to the restart. Let's see what happens here in the Sirius XM 400, just about halfway. A little over halfway left to go here at the Chicagoland Speedway. We're back here at the Chicagoland Speedway in the Sirius XM 400, the first race of the chase here in the Wawa Cup Series. What a race it has been so far. They have put on a show up front. And how about Pacific Racing here? Chase Buck, Thomas Troxel, 1-2. Drew Webb almost won the regular season title. He's third. Ludovic Charette. How about the 61 Team Andrews Racing Machine? Andrews Racing Machine. Get that confused with Team Williams, which is owned by Andrew Williams. Of course, his chase driver not doing too well there in Braden Perez. But Charette is fourth. Dylan Matthews is sixth. Nicholas Samadillo fell back. He lost 8 positions, but he's still top 10. Good run on the pit lane for your driver there, Travis Crampton, Nathan. You got Matt Tuck in 12th, Seth Cole in 13th. Allier all the way back in 16th, I should say, behind her teammate. And then quite a ways back, you got Braden Perez in the 23 running 23rd. And then LJ Semedo, they spent some time there on the pit lane. Maybe they did an adjustment. He's down in 29th. Out of the race include Trinity Ida, Brad Stover, and Chris Reynolds. And then Trey Wright is a lap down. Everybody else still on the lead lap as we're back underway with 33 laps to go here at Chicagoland. They should be good on fuel, and here we go for third. Ludovic Charette continuing to make moves, and he's looking to the inside of Troxel for second. What a push there from Logan Williams, and Williams is going to go 3 wide for the race lead. Where did that 95 come from? Well, Ludovic Charette on the outside lane. He's going to get a bonus point towards the championship and lead that lap. These guys have to be careful not to take each other out here. Very dicey, and Logan Williams has to be careful on the inside lane. Drew Webb peeking on the inside of Ludovic there. Oh boy, I don't know how they're keeping it together.
Chicagoland. The restarts are just as crazy as the racing itself, and that's what we are seeing. 3 wide, almost 4
Chase
wide.
Buck in the outside.
Oh no.
And Ludovic Charette holding the outside lane there in the 61 machine. How about this run for Ludovic? And how about Logan Williams? Going to go 2 in a row here. He wants to show these guys that he deserved to be in this chase. But Drew Webb still managed to remain in third after all that. You got Brian Webb coming up on the 13. And then Travis Crampton on the inside. He's almost in the top 5. But Williams trying to clear Ludovic here, and I think he's finally going to do it here on lap 37.
Oh, but here comes Drew Webb as well. Webb isn't going to let this one pass, trying to get back to the lead, win this race, take maybe the championship lead even, but here comes his, let's say, almost same name, Brian Webb.
I don't think they're related, they just have the same name. Brian Webb doing a good job.
I'm sorry.
And remember, he almost won at Road America, too. Brian Webb almost got that race victory ahead of Justin Zidell, and a good run for him. And Drew Webb pulling away now in the 99 machine. I know these guys did not want to see that. That 99 is quick. Troxel with a great run here, and the 62 managing to hold on to the top 10. Samadillo trying to rebound here. And I think the yellow flag's back out, and it is Jim Vinson left in the 07. Wednesday night's winner in the sprint race. So we're going to have another restart here at Chicagoland. It's going to be the Webb and Webb show up front to restart. I know Drew did not want to see that as he had about 2/3 of a second there on the 13. we're going to have to do it all over again.
Boy, oh boy. That restart was all the way crazy, and we get to do it all over again. Not what Drew Webb wanted to see with a massive gap before that happened. Tough break for Jim Vincent in the back, and now have to see what happens on this restart. I was about to say, with these guys pitting right at halfway or about halfway, and knowing that they are able to go all the way on fuel, that they might get crazy, and they did.
They
That's
absolutely
sure.
did. Well, Drew Webb won the race back to the line. Brian Webb is second, and then you got Logan Williams. Ludovic Charette led a couple laps, going to get a bonus point for that. Thomas Troxel, Travis Crampton, Chase Buck, Nicholas Sambidio. Daniel Paulus Jr. is ninth, and then Echo Evans Ross rounding out the top 10. I think it was just Vincent left getting caught up in this. Maybe Mardi Gras in the 73 as well. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring up the second caution of the night here at the Chicagoland Speedway. And this was what happened here to bring out the second caution of the night. This guy's just shuffling all over the place. Braden Perez kind of moving up, trying to get a run on the outside lane. You got Fitzwater. Oh, it's actually Ozkin, a former winner of this race. Got in the Rogel Dorn, and Vincent left just had nowhere to go. Tough break for Rogel there. Is kind of an innocent victim of this one, and same with Jim Vincent left, and Ozkin's able to drive away from it. And thankfully a mild accident, but it's going to trigger our second caution of the night here at the Chicagoland Speedway. And going to give us yet another crazy and wild restart here in the Sirius XM 400.
So a fast track, 3 wide, and Oskin tried to get around on Rogodor, touch him, and made Vincent left spun. Mild accident, not a lot of drivers involved, but still unfortunate for Vincent left. Won the sprint race and wanted to go good race tonight, but sadly will most likely finish in the back of the field.
Well, at least one of your full-time guys is having a good run, and Drew Webb. We'll have to see if he can hold off Brian Webb once again here. And that 13 was coming, but we'll have to see if he can get to him. Right on his back bumper on the restart. Let's get to that restart here in the Sirius XM 400 at Chicagoland. We're back here at the Chicagoland Speedway. And if you just saw that last restart, you're going to want to stick around for this one. It got wild there, as it always does here, and what a place to open up the chase here. It's just every which way these guys have been going on the racetrack. Drew Webb, your race leader. Brian Webb is second. How about that? Webb and Webb up front. They're not related, by the way. You had Logan Williams, Ludovic Charette, and Thomas Troxel. Great run there on that restart for Ludovic. He led a couple of laps right there, couldn't hold off Drew Webb. You got Crampton, Chase Buck, Nicholas Sambidio, Daniel Paulus Jr. still in the top 10, and Echo Evans Ross there in 10th. Aliera, Seth Cole there in 11th and 13th. Dylan Matthews fell back quite a bit. He got shuffled on the outside. He's down to 15th. Matt Tuck and Braden Perez all on the line, 15th through 17th. And LJ Semedo still deep in the field there. He managed to, actually fell back to 29th there. And while we were away, Christian Vargas had a mechanical issue, and Vargas is now out of the race as a camshaft going bad on the Ryan Arani Incorporated machine. Here we go. Gonna restart now with 24 laps to go here at Chicagoland. A great jump on the restart there for Drew Webb. Here comes Ludovic, had a great restart last time. Gonna look to take third away from Logan Williams.
Might have to watch out for the 61 like you've been saying always long. Just absolutely fast, and might have to watch out up front. The Webb and Webb show out front at Chicagoland. But Drew Webb wants this thing to stay green for the rest of this race for the final 23 laps, because he might have the car to beat right now.
He very well could, but Brian Webb wants to steal one away from the chasers as 3 wide. Logan Williams and Thomas Troxel going to get to the inside of Ludovic Charette right there for third. Sam Medeo shuffle in the outside lane after leading a majority of the first half of this race. And that's not a good position to be in there. Daniel Paulus Jr. still hanging on to a top 12 run right now. Seth Cole trying to move up, and Sam Medeo on the outside wall again. He's trying to clear these guys and finally get to the inside. Just not able to do it quite yet as they remain 3 wide with him on the outside. But I think he might finally clear Daniel. Not going to quite do it yet. And Matt Tuck and Braden Perez and Dylan Matthews all falling back on that outside lane. You don't want to start off the chase with a bad run. And Drew Webb looking to do the best thing he possibly can do and get the race victory in the first race of the chase and have an opportunity at this title. first ever season on the channel, by the way. His first ever start was the Meliello Moo Fest, and he didn't start off the season that well. He was outside the chase a majority of the first half of the regular season. Then he got the win at Kansas, and everything clicked from there and almost got that regular season title.
Yeah, great regular season by Drew Webb, especially the second half. First half, really struggling, and he's really showing his space right now, staying up front this Chicagoland
caution
race.
again!
Caution.
And this time it's Angel Gutierrez and Justin Zeidel, and I think we may have finally had our first chase casualty. That's LJ Semedo with damage in the 71. Oh, man. That's such a shame there for LJ. Started on the pole for this race and just could not hold on to it, did not have the speed, and it's such a shame for LJ. His teammate here, kind of dominating this race right now in the 99 machine. But LJ, looks like that may take him out here at Chicagoland. Not at all the way he wanted to start off. Tough break for Justin Zeidel as well. He had a good run going for him. And after this cycle of pit stops, everyone's just been going wild on this racetrack, and we're going to have yet another restart here in the Chicagoland Speedway.
Well, that's tough break for the 71 of Semedo, but also a tough break for Justin Zeidel. I saw destroyed on pit road, and we saw him a lot up front in the first half of this one, and tough break for that machine for Grad Autosport as well.
First Grad Autosport got the race victory last night in the IndyCar Series. I don't know if they're going to get it here tonight. Matt Tuck kind of falling back there in the 54 machine, down the 16th right now. This is such a wild card type race. Even though it's an intermediate track, the way these guys run it here at Chicagoland, just all over the place. And our third caution of the night here, making up. I mean, we had 3 straight races without a caution because we had 2 road courses, and then we went caution free at Nashville. It's a bit of yellow here tonight. A little bit too much yellow. Maybe that'll be the last one. We'll have to see. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the caution with LJ Semedo getting caught up in this one with Justin Zeidel and Angel Gutierrez. This is unfortunate right here. 2 guys who are up front in this race, LJ Semedo and Justin Zeidel, and Zeidel just got run over by the 71, and Gutierrez had nowhere to go. The Sprint Series drivers have not had a good run here tonight. And LJ in the outside wall, Zeidel. I think Gutierrez and Zeidel are going to be out of the race, and LJ will be able to continue, albeit with the damage that he has. Such a tough break for LJ. Just a poor pit stop, a poor run there. After starting on the pole here tonight, he's probably going to be the last finisher of the chase drivers here in the Sirius XM 400.
Here we go, going in for Semedo, and Zeidel holding it into the outside wall, and unfortunately caught the number 56 innocent bystander. And unfortunately, that's the second crash of the night that we saw 3 and 4 be an issue, and unlike the number 71 of Titan Fury that is destroyed, is still the 99 of Drew Webb out front here in this one.
Yeah, we'll have to see what he can do here on the restart. Will he hold off Brian Webb a second time, or a third time? Let's put it this way, Brian Webb's been behind him quite a bit these last few laps. We'll have to see if Brian spoils the party of the chase drivers. He gets a win as a non-chaser, but Drew Webb's looking fast. We'll just have to see. Let's get to the restart here in the Sirius XM 400 at Chicagoland. Well, let's try it again. Going to be our third restart of the night here in the Sirius XM 400. Hopefully, it'll be our last. And I think Drew Webb and even you, Igor, are hoping that's the case. Drew Webb still out front in the 99 with Brian Webb still second. Troxel there in third. That may be Drew Webb's biggest nemesis in this one. And then you got Logan Williams going to go back-to-back, and Ladovic Charette still in the top 5. Great run for Chase Buck in 6th. Travis Crampton is 7th. Aliera is 8th. She's been working up through the field. She was 16th 2 restarts ago. Now she's 8th, and definitely a much-needed run there for Ali after what happened to her last week. Echo Evans-Ross, and then Nicholas Amadeo rounds out the top 10. Seth Cole is 11th. And then Matt Tuck there in the 16th position with Braden Perez 17th, and then all the way backwards we saw LJ Semedo get caught up there. He's down in the 32nd position right behind his teammate Jim Vinson left. Here we go. It is going to be 16 laps to go at the line. So a little ways left to go. Good restart there for Brian Webb, trying to have something to say with this 99. Couple of dodges leading this field. Here comes Logan Williams on the inside of Troxel. Not a good restart for Troxel at all. And Brian's here looking to get it on Drew.
Yeah, the Webb show looks to be on, and honestly, Drew will have to fight really hard for Byron. Byron has nothing to lose at this point in the season. He's just fighting for the wins, and honestly, he'll try his best to get the win, but Drew Webb, good run off turn 4, and here comes Ludovic Charette on Thomas Troxel for third place, which honestly just shows what a great run Ludovic has been getting on these last couple of weeks and why he's in the chase right now.
Great run for Ludovic here tonight. And this will put him second in line of the chase drivers finishing here tonight. Oh boy, a little wild back in here. Echo Evans-Ross in the middle of all these chase drivers. Hey, Braden Perez has been rebounding very well. He started 12th of all these chase drivers here tonight, deepest of all of them, and here he is running 13th right now, trying to get inside that top 10, and his teammate up there in second trying to close in on Drew Webb, but that 99 is on a rail right now, and only unless I say Troxel or maybe Logan Williams get up to him, I don't think anyone's going to get the Drew Webb in this race. Still a long ways left to go, and we could still, knock on wood, end up with another caution. I hope that doesn't happen. I want to see this race play out, but gonna get a little dicey. Good run for Travis Crampton there in 6th, just like it was last week. Started deep in the field, moved his way through the field, and looking to get a good run to open up the chase. Chase Buck there in 7th. Nicholas Amadio's 8th. Here comes Alley for 9th, and you got Braden Perez looking to get into the top 10 with this run.
Top 5, top 7, top 8, single file here at Chicagoland, trying to not let Drew Webb pull away with an easy victory at Chicagoland. Nice recovery from Sam Badillo from lapping on pit road, and I don't think he's done yet. Wants that 7th place spot from Chase Buck, but have to see what he can do, and have to see if he can have anything, or if anyone can have anything for Webb. And like you said, I'm very impressed with the 61 machine as well here tonight.
And Andrews Racing has not had a good season as a whole. Of course, Elijah Gordon, Ludovic Charette's teammate, is 33rd in the point standings, but Ludovic has just been so much better than a two-time champion at that, and that's kind of the fascinating thing right there. Elijah, definitely a driver you would expect to run well. It has not been Elijah's season. I mean, unfortunately, at times I've forgotten Elijah's been even in the series. That is sad. Hopefully Elijah picks it back up next year. Definitely want to see him back as a two-time champion of the Cup Series in the past. I'd like to see both of the Webbs back, and Brian Webb has kind of been living in the shadow of his, well, the guy who has the same last name as him, because like I said, they're not related, but he wants to get it away from the 99 here, and he is closing in, trying to take this race away. We got 10 laps to go, and here we go for the race lead. Brian Webb on Drew Webb here on lap 58.
And yeah, Brian fighting really hard, trying to take this win, take the lead, the race lead, but honestly, that's just inviting Thomas Troxel and maybe even Ludovic Charette to this fight, and probably will be a four-way battle for this race win with less than 10 laps to go already. It will be a great fight, and let's see, maybe Brian Webb can spoil the chase party in this first race in the chase here in Chicago.
He could very well do it. As a matter of fact, the last 3 races have been won by drivers who missed the chase. Echo Evans-Ross, Justin Zayadell, and Logan Williams. None of those guys ended up making the chase, and they won the last 3 races. Brian tried to hold that inside, just could not do it. And now Troxel and Ludovic. Oh boy! Ludovic, he had a really low entry and really had to check it up, and Troxel really sent it in deep, and he's going to take second from Brian Webb right there. This has brought in Logan Williams and Travis Crampton, and they're going to continue the battle for second, which is exactly what Drew Webb wants to see. Nobody has won 3 races yet this season. Drew Webb trying to do that, and so is Thomas Troxel. Both of these drivers have gone to victory lane twice this season. They were tied for the regular season title. And here they are, 1-2 in the first race of the chase. Here comes Ludovic for third. They're closing in on Trey Wright. He's involved in a prior accident. I think Drew's going to get around him easily, but it may hold up this 62 at Troxel.
Here we go, lap traffic. First time tonight. Troxel's going to get held up. Here comes 51.
Oh, boy. And Drew Webb's absolutely loving this. He's gonna give a great Christmas gift to Trey Wright at the end of this one. No doubt about it. Oh boy, Ledovic's gonna almost take Trey Wright out. And Ledovic has to be careful not to lose this good run. He's still stuck behind this 28 machine though. And then Brian Webb and Logan Williams. Oh boy, they're not gonna be happy with Trey after this one. No doubt about it. Here comes Sam Medeo and Braden Perez on the outside. And Ludovic Charette absolutely going to be livid after this one, but thankfully he did not wreck his car. And now it's a 1 second lead for Drew Webb here tonight. Thomas Troxel trying to get to him. It could be between these two drivers in the championship. And how about Travis Crampton now up to third? Chase Buck is fourth, and Ludovic able to hold on to fifth after all that.
I think there's going to be 4, 5, 6 drivers not happy with Trey Wright, but one driver and one owner that's very happy is that 98 of Travis Crampton. When I saw Trey Wright about to get spun, I was seeing flashes in my eyes. I knew if he spun, that was going to be right into Travis Crampton, but fantastic one, quiet all night long, and who knows, might steal second here. That long one called the 98 again.
You know, he came into this chase with no bonus points because he was a wild card driver. Well, he's trying to rebound here and get as many points as he possibly can. Might not get the win, but he might get second, and every point counts in this chase. It's a strict points title from here to Darlington on Labor Day weekend. But Drew Webb looking to get maximum points. I think he's led the most laps here tonight as well. Going to take that away from Nicholas Samadillo. And Ludovic Charette here. Going to be under fire from Sam Medeo shortly. Sam Medeo, good rebound after what happened to him there, but still not exactly the result he wanted, I think, in this one. And we got 2 laps to go now, and it's 1.5 second lead for Drew Webb here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Only unless something drastic happens, I don't think we're going to see anybody else get it. And Drew Webb, how about these 9 p.m. start times for him? Kansas started 9 p.m. Friday night. Gateway was 9 p.m. Friday night. Here tonight, 9 p.m. Friday night. Too bad for Drew. This is the last 9 p.m. Eastern Time start of the season. But he's going to take the white flag here in the Sirius XM 400. And Igor, I know you're loving this.
I'm sure I am. Honestly, third win of the season for a driver to do it. But honestly, this, like Lewis Hamilton said some years ago, this will be a marathon, not a sprint. And let's go, Drew Webb, white flag. Let's take this race win to start the chase well.
And Drew Webb's going to do it. And Igor, you're going to get yourself another race victory this weekend. Drew Webb gets it done for Titan Fury Racing. Thomas Troxel, Travis Crampton, Chase Buck, and Ludovic Charette, all chase drivers finishing top 5. Nicholas Samadillo will finish 7th. Aliera will finish 9th. Braden Perez will finish 10th. Seth Cole, 11th. Matt Tuck in 12th. And a little ways back to the next chase driver of Dylan Matthews, who really fell back there. 23rd for Matthews. And then Drew Webb's teammate of LJ Semedo finishing 31st here tonight. But nobody had anything for this guy. Drew Webb, clearly the fastest driver here at Chicagoland. And these guys are definitely going to have to worry about this 99, I feel like, during this chase. I think he might be the guy to beat now in this title race. And Igor, I don't know what you think. You're the team owner. But how about Drew Webb in this 99? Do you think he's going to have an opportunity, and a good one at that, of winning this title?
Oh, definitely. He showed great pace in the regular season, almost winning the regular season championship, finishing tied with Troxel. And honestly, I gotta probably going to be those 2 drivers, the main drivers for this title. But you can count out guys like Chase Buck, Samadillo, Crampton, even Charette maybe, who had great runs today. So as much as I think the main battle will be between Troxel and Webb, this battle could be against many drivers in this last 10 races of the season. Last 9 now as Webb got the win tonight.
Of course, it's only 9 races left to go. This is only the first race of the chase, so a lot can happen between now and the finish. Next race is going to be at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, and it is the new configuration as well, but it's not going to be a super speedway type race. It's just going to be a 1.5-mile racetrack, a 1.5-mile speedway, where they're going probably 190 as an average. That place is going to be wicked fast, and there's a lot of grip on that track with the high banking. It's definitely going to be unique for the Truist 400. And Nathan, if you're still with me, Travis Crampton finished third. He's been doing really good on these intermediate tracks. Do you think some of these guys who may not have had a good regular season, who had a good run here tonight, like Crampton and Charette, going to have a good opportunity at winning the title?
Well, that's the bright side, is I think there's a lot of mile and a half and speedway type tracks left. And there's not a lot of short tracks, there's not a lot of little courses left and stuff like that. So I think if you have a good base mile and a half program, like Webb, Troxel, Crampton, and a few others, they might have a good base to build off of for the rest of the season. And just one driver I want to point out, Brandon Perez, 28th, started the last of all of the chase drivers, comes home in 10th. Close to what Travis Crampton did at Nashville, 27th, got a top 10, and Perez 28th to 10th. Great one for that 23 team.
Yeah, absolutely. Good rebound there for those guys. You see drivers who are out of the race: Justin Zidell, Angel Gutierrez, Christian Vargas, Trinity Ida, Brad Stover, and Chris Reynolds all failing to finish here tonight. Trey Wright 2 laps down. Of course, he became a major factor at the end of that one. But everyone else finished on the lead lap. A great race here at the Chicagoland Speedway. We had the 3 cautions all clumped in the middle of the race, and then we were good to go from there. Drew Webb gets it done here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Well, next week, like I said, the Truist 400 next Saturday at noon Eastern Time. That'll be July 8th from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. And excited to see how the second race ends up playing out. Here are the point standings for the Wawa Cup Series after 21 races and after the first race of the chase. And we will see you guys next week from the Atlanta Motor Speedway, the 22nd race of the season. Congratulations to Drew Webb on his race victory here in the Sirius XM 400. And I will see you guys next time with somebody else in the booth. A huge thank you to Igor and Nathan for joining me here tonight. And I will see you guys later.